Tom, we are live yet again. It is Wednesday, March 25th, 2020, and this is today's antidote. That's Tom Brush, and I've got to hit the right page. So, you can see us both now. Good. That's Tom Brush of Advancement Designs, and I am Bob Graham of Breakthrough Solutions. I'm going to turn off my heater. Forgot to do that. You know, the reality of working in a home office. Tom, say hello and tell us what our theme is or our topic today.
Yeah, good morning, everyone. I hope everybody's doing well. Bob, we got the message and the memo today. We're in the blue button-down collared shirt. We're good to go. Now this thing is really going to take off. Good morning and welcome to today's antidote. Bob and I today are going to talk a little bit about the need to lead. It's kind of like a song, I think, but maybe not.
No, it's not a song. It's the I have a need. It's from Top Gun, which, by the way, the sequel or prequel is coming out June 24th, I believe it is. It's right around the corner, and they have not delayed that yet. So, yes, Tom Cruise is going to come back to it. See, I'm doing topicality right now because that's what's going to get me onto a TV show, Tom. Topicality.
So you know what? I'm probably one of the only, even though I know that the actual phrase is the need for speed, but I'm probably one of the only people who've never seen that movie all the way through.
Oh, Tom, I've seen Top Gun so many times I could quote you a whole bunch of scenes.
Yeah, that's okay.
By the way, I'm trying to get back to normal in my life, and so I don't know if you noticed, Tom, but I always wear socks that are kind of a little wild, and I haven't worn socks in about a week. Today I went with the wild socks. And by the way, if you look at these, I know you know your theater. I am ready. If there's a remake of Jesus Christ Superstar, I am ready to go. I've got the costume already done. See, so now I'm doing topicality and religion. So my goal in life, Tom, is there. I got him. That's what I've been working towards.
You are working it hard this morning. I love it.
So let's talk about our topic, the need to lead. I have the need to lead. You have the need to lead. Tom, let's talk about what a leader is and what a leader isn't today more than ever, because it's not the same as it was a month ago.
No, I think leadership is, well, honestly, you know what, Bob? I think it actually is the same it was a month ago. Because if you break it down to the basics of leadership, you know, I think some people are thrust into a role of leadership and others kind of assume that based on the way that they act and interact with people. And I almost think that's the same today. You know, people still need support, guidance, whatever it might be. And as you know, because you talk about leadership all the time with your clients, and it's really about understanding and empathy for who our people are, to help them get the best out of themselves, to either help your overall organization or other things that are going on. And so honestly, I think that if you change your leadership style now, what does that say about what kind of a leader you were then?
Well, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. I totally checked out there for a second, Tom. I got caught in the first part of that. So can you say it again to me? I think you made a great point, but I started to get in my own head.
That's scary. Don't go there. You definitely won't end up on any radio shows if you get in. No.
Tom actually told someone, we were talking to someone yesterday, and Tom told this person who is a relative of mine, no less, that I said, Tom, can you explain what you do in the world? And he described himself as keeping me out of my head at one point, which I think is really accurate and funny all at the same time. And I should say, Tom, Chris, I think, and Jordan are listening in right now. So, hey, Chris and Jordan, welcome to the show. This is the thing we do.
Welcome. Yes. No, I think to go back to, I think what I said was, Bob, if people are changing their leadership style now, I think they have to wonder what their leadership style was before. Because in reality, how we lead, yes, it may change based on the person or maybe on the situation, but in reality, we're still trying to figure out how do we work, the people who we're working with, or the people we're leading, or the community we're leading, how do we get the best out of them so that ultimately becomes the best for the organization or the group or the team or whatever, you know, whoever you are the leader of or with. And, you know, so honestly, I feel like if you're doing something different now, you might want to really check in on where you were before.
And just to be clear, anyone can be a leader. You don't have to be the CEO. You don't have to be the executive director. In this challenging time, everyone can be a leader. I even think of the 8-year-old triplets that live next door to me who are making me go out and play basketball with them every day. And you'd say, well, 8-year-olds can't be leaders. The fact that they commit to that every day and they make me go out there and get the exercise and get back to being a child for 15 or 20 minutes, and we laugh and we goof off, that's leading. It doesn't have to be, you know, I'm a leader, I tell people what to do. It can be so many shades.
You don't even have to know that you're a leader, and you can be a leader. And in reality, in some regards, they're probably the best leaders because they're doing what they do because that's who they are. And people, you're a leader because people decide to follow you. I mean, I guess you're a leader if you are put in a position and you're overseeing a team. And if that's the way you look at it, you're not a leader, you're a manager. And if you're a true leader.
Say that again, Tom, because I think that's a really key distinction to make right now.
So I think you become a leader because people choose to want to follow you. If yes, you can be put in a position that is a quote unquote leader because you're overseeing the work of a group. And I would say that's not a leader, that's a manager. And I think those things are very different. That in reality, to me, we get inspired by leaders, by either how they act, what they do, what they say, not because of a title that they're given. I mean, yes, you can be given a title, but not everybody wants to follow you just because you have that title. You know, and so how do you as a leader figure out, how do I work with all the different people I'm trying to work with to get the best out of them?
So I think, let me give you an example of leadership that might have crossed paths with people, and a type of thing that I think of as leadership. I have a friend, a musician, who plays guitar, has a couple of albums. My wife and I have had him do concerts in our backyard. We've been to his concerts. He posted on Facebook maybe a week and a half ago that most of his concerts for the foreseeable future have been canceled, obviously. So, by the way, the guy's name is Dan Haas, Haas, and he's in Annapolis, Maryland. Great musician. You can find it on Spotify. But Dan said the other day, hey, if you want me to play a song or two for you, I'd be happy to play a song. I'll take a request and play a song for you. And it was like, wow, what a great way to use his gift. It wasn't about making money. It wasn't about I'm trying to replace income or it was just, I have this gift of music, which I think in this day and age could be so powerful and so useful to people. To me, that's leadership. That's saying, what can I do to help other people? And this was his gift. So,
right.
I think we always think of leaders, you know, the president is the leader. Elon Musk is a leader. But I think really we all and they are leaders.
Right,
but,
in some ways.
But many other people could be leaders. And I think we each could be a leader in some case, somehow today, whether it's, you know, calling someone that you haven't talked to and just asking them how they're doing, checking on a neighbor who's older and may not be able to go to the grocery store. You know, we've got on our street, we've been talking, whenever anyone goes to a grocery store, there's a email chain about, hey, does anyone need anything? Mm-hmm. It just not being a leader as in, I'm leading a trip to Giant or to the grocery store, but hey, I'm doing this thing. I know this could help people. How can I help people?
Yeah, and I think it goes back to your first story about the kids next door. They're leading because they are getting you to do something that you really need to do that's beneficial for who and what you are, and they don't even know it. Like if you said to them, you guys are leading me, they'd be like, I don't know what you're talking about because you're blocking every shot that I take, and right. But we love it. But you're right. I mean, I think that's the key, and that's why I love leaders who don't just announce that they're a leader, but they've actually stepped forward and done things that make others want to follow them. Because you can lead, but if nobody's following, are you really a leader or are you just taking a walk?
Right. And I think I want to go back to the idea that true leadership right now, and Karen's given us a couple of messages, love the message, and leader is more of a role model. And I think that's a great, I don't know that we lead with the idea that we're going to be a role model, but I think we often assign the characteristic of being a role model to people who demonstrate leadership.
Yeah, and I love that idea. I like that you're an inspiration, because think about, how many people do we inspire by what we do that we don't even know we do it? And I think, it's interesting. As you know, I lost a little weight a while ago, and I one time at the gym had
Not a little weight, Tom.
whatever.
How much?
It is what it was.
No, how much
doesn't
did you
matter.
lose? Well, no, it's important. You're minimizing it. And are you uncomfortable sharing?
No, I'll say that. So in total, at one point, I probably lost 70 pounds. So
okay, that's a legitimate. That's like 2/3 of me, Tom. No,
I
it's
know
about
that.
half.
and plus, you're 6 inches taller than I am. So what does that say? But it was. I had someone walk up to me, and because I was posting some things on Facebook, and they were like, I was really inspired, and I'm inspired by what you're doing, and I really appreciate you share it. And like, I wasn't doing it for that, but in some way I became a leader to that person and maybe to other people, because they could see maybe in them what they wanted to do differently, but they were stuck and they couldn't figure out like how to get moving forward. And so by each of us doing whatever it is that we do, by those kids coming over and getting you to come out and play basketball, they have inspired you and gotten you to become. So it's not just that you're a role model, although I love the role model, because sometimes a role model is, some people just look at it as people we either aspire to be, or that we really like what they do or have done or whatever. And yes, they might drive us to do some things, and again, they're doing it without thinking that that's not the reason they're doing it. And I think that's what it's kind of all about. And as you mentioned today, we need people more than ever who are doing that, who are thinking about, who's the person that's one step behind me and trying to get a grasp on their anxiety and stress and everything that's going on. And so any person can decide that you say, you know what, I'm in a better place than they are. What can I do to help them take one more further step to move along? And I think in that case, anybody who does that is a leader, because they're making a difference for somebody else.
Do you think it's that conscious? Because I know for me, Tom, when I'm my best self, I'm just doing what I would want others to do for me. And just selflessly, hey, you know what? I have information I can share with you. Here it is. I know this person. Here's a person for you to talk to. Or I have this idea. Can I share it with you? And I'm not looking for the idea leads to money, which leads to me getting paid. It's just, I'm being me. Right. And I guess it's that whole abundance versus scarcity discussion, right?
Well, in reality, what you're thinking about is, how do I help them transform? Right. Or have, what is the impact I'm having on them? And if you're doing it because you want them to have to change, to transform, to get to a different place, that to me is leadership. If you're doing it because the only thing in your mind is, maybe I can get this person to buy this widget, or I can get this person to do something for me, now you've stopped being a leader. Now you're just thinking about yourself, not thinking about, how do I impact in a positive way this group of people? And so it can be conscious or unconscious. And I think go ahead.
No, I was going to say, let me give you another example that we both experienced over the last 24 hours. And we were working with my niece-in-law, Jordan. I don't think she'd be offended if I talked about her. And Jordan said to me last week, she's just moved across the country and she's trying to get a job and figure out what to do. And of course, it's kind of difficult right now to get a job. And so she said to me, hey, you're helping businesses. What could I do to help you with businesses? Because I realize there's a need right now for them, which led to a discussion with you and me and Jordan yesterday about doing some things for us. I was reflecting this morning on that offer from her and her commitment to it, and realizing that that's a form of leadership. And Jordan, I hate to say for you and me, Tom, is like half our age. You know, she's
Yeah,
your kid's age.
what's that?
But
Yeah, I know. I know.
and there she is leading us by example that,
Yeah,
hey, I want to make a difference. You guys have the ability to help me find people I can make a difference for. How can I help you make a bigger difference? And that's a selfless act that I do believe in my heart it'll pay off in the long run. But
absolutely.
you
Absolutely.
talked
Well,
to her yesterday. She wasn't sitting there going, Tom, I'll do this for you if.
right. No, right. And I
And
think that even if all that comes of it is that she looked out and saw a need where she might be able to offer help and offered it, like that's good for us. It's great for her. You know, it's yeah, might she have an opportunity that comes of it? Yeah, but she wasn't doing it for that, you know, and I think that's a little bit of what it is like, why are we doing what we're doing? And yes, we all need to have jobs and we need to have, but over and above that, are we doing it because we really truly want to get the best out of the people that we are either leading by intent or unintentionally?
right. I think that's a great way to leave this. So I guess our today's antidote today would be selfless leadership. Can we agree on that, Tom? Or
Uh,
the or do we go back to the original phrase, the need to lead?
it's a good question. You know, I think I like the need to lead because I think, well, sorry, now I'm all over the place getting
No,
wishy.
no, I love hearing you think it out right now. That's part of what I like about this is we can have that intellectual discussion in real time. And anyone who's paying attention to this would realize that we have not scripted this.
Yeah,
This is not a pre-programmed. This is a 30-second, hey Tom, let's talk about this, and away we go.
yeah. I think I would leave it just this is a time when we need real leadership, and that anybody can be a leader. And I think maybe that's for me the takeaway is it does, you know, you don't have to have a TV show, you don't have to have a title, you don't have to have anything but the interest in trying to help others improve whatever situation they're in. You can become a leader. So think about how can you become a leader today.
I love that. That's super. Folks, that's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have an example of leadership or an area where you want to discuss leadership more, feel free to comment. We'd love to speak of those comments in coming days. We'd also love to hear more examples of great selfless leadership that may not get noticed. It would be great if we could just have a story or two each day of someone who actually did something really noteworthy so that we can share that good news, because we certainly, Tom, could use some good news.
Can maybe I put a challenge out to people, Bob?
Of course, Tom, I would expect no less.
Maybe if everybody can think about what can I do today to be a leader? And maybe at the end of the day, it would be great if they came back and said, here's how I was a leader today. Because I think those examples would be really beneficial for whoever else is looking at this to see that it doesn't take, again, a title or an anointingship to be a leader.
An anointingship. Wow.
I don't think that's a word, but
I was gonna say that must be one of those Binghamton words that you guys create up there in New York, right?
that's a Hamilton College.
Hamilton.
Dictionary.
Yeah. There you go. That's it. Well, with that, folks, Tom's created a new word. Tells you guys stay till the end to get the good stuff. Have a great day, everyone. We'll be back bright and early, 8:30 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow with another episode of today's Antidote.
Have a great day, everyone.